All right, okay. Here is a few things which from my previous last 3 years that I observe most people don't do, which needs to be done to be able to build a profitable property business. Okay. The first step in looking at property business is, when you look at a property business, what is property business at the core, right? How can you monetize in different ways? Because one monetization strategy can slow down, stop, or accelerate. And another one can reap benefits on the other end. But how do you make sure all of this happens simultaneously? Kalpana, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
I just put myself on mute because I don't want to interfere.
I'm going to ask you questions. Okay? Because you've been with us for the longest out of the people here. Okay.
Sure, fire away.
Okay. I think you observed that since right from day one, I've been telling everyone, do your events, do your networking, create your own inner circle. Yes, no? Okay. Now, if you look at the property business at core, right? Unfortunately, sometimes we all get to situations where our outgoings are more than our incomings, right? You know what I'm talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
And unless you have multiple ways money coming in, it's always going to be a challenge. Or at least in many instances, it's going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
But how do you make sure that there's multiple sources of income coming in from different directions to make sure that at any given time, irrespective if one of them kind of goes down, that the other one still pays back? How do you make sure of that?
Diversify your investments. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
Here is something that I can share with you, and I'll share with you what I mean by all of this. Do you do businesses? Do you do business with businesses, or do you do business with people?
People.
You never do business with the businesses. You do business with people, human beings.
Yep.
And the only way to monetize multiple strategies is by creating your own inner circle and your own community. Okay? There is absolutely no other way that I know of, or for that matter, anyone can tell you with a lot of humility, that you must create your own community. You must create your own inner circle. In fact, let me share with you something that you're going to find it really funny. There was a time when my account balance was slightly low, so the cash flow was short. Okay. And I decided, how much time do I have? Okay, and an answer I was getting is maybe I have a couple of hours a week. How do I push my cash flow back up? Okay, and the easiest thing for me to sell at that point was inner circle membership. Do you want to guess how many are sold in a month? Someone wants to make a wild guess? I sold
no
about
idea.
I sold about £3,000 worth of inner circle memberships. Okay, now £3,000 isn't a lot of money, but it's enough when you're only working 2 hours a week. Are you with me? And those are the same people I'm doing more business with. Inner circle is just an upfront product. Are you with me? Okay. Now let me share with you what I monetize. Kalpana, you already know this, right? But let me insist this, and I cannot insist enough. You need to set this up as a business. If you're not doing it, you're not going to make money. You're not going to be successful. You got to set this up as a business, a community. You got to create your own inner circle. You're consulting at the back. You are literally monetizing left, right, and center. You walk into an estate agency. What do they monetize? Property sales, property lettings, and property finance. Yes, no? right? At PEN, we monetize property finance as the first thing, right? There are times when I do deals which brings in 20, 25 grand in a single deal. Okay? I do it all the time. My smaller deals bring in 300, 500, 1,000, and this happens almost every week. Every week, I would get either 300, 500, 1,000, sometimes 2,000, 3,000. Depends, it fluctuates quite a bit. Obviously, the market is a bit funny at the moment, but this is regular money. So I monetize property finance, I monetize builders, architects, planners, consultants. I have my own inner circle membership. I have my own consulting, the sessions that I'm doing as we speak, I call it consulting rather than anything else. And then we monetize our own investments, right? I have my own deals. We closed a deal 3 months ago. We added equity worth $250,000 from a single deal. I'm only talking about the immediate, like the last 3 to 4 months. I'm not even talking about before that, okay? I'm talking about the last 3 to 4 months when the market has massively changed. There are less deals happening. Either it is property deals, either it is property finance, either it is the hotels business. Everything is on the lower side, lower end. But when you are monetizing sort of 6, 7 different things, you only need about 2 or 3 to pay off, right? Raise your hand, yes. You only need about 2 or 3 to pay off. Now imagine we made £250,000 from one single deal. Hi, Vicky. And then we are monetizing property finance. I think property finance has been paying off about a couple of grand a month lately, very much on the lower end. Normally I used to be on 7, 8 grand. Most people are not able to get their mortgages over the line. So it's on the lower end. And then we are monetizing, other bits and pieces. Obviously, you guys know about the hotels already, right? I just want you guys to just it's almost like closing your eyes and being able to picture how the hell Jack is doing all of this. He's monetizing finance, he's monetizing consulting, inner circle, he's monetizing, property deals, he's monetizing hotels, and all at the same time. And something is going to pay off at any given time. Yes, no? Yep. I could easily go and pick up a project management as well if I want to, just because I have the circle, I have the network in place. All I need to do is send one email, one message to the network and say, you know what, there's a space for me to project manage one project. How likely it is that I'll pick up something? Very highly likely, right? So at any given time, even if something goes down, I can very easily push something else back up. Yes? And unless you decide you're going to properly set up this as a business, the likely is you're going to struggle. Tunde, is there any question? Any questions?
So far, so good.
Okay. I'm actually going to cover the BMB, BRR or conversion strategy, which we are working on one as we speak. But I just wanted everyone to get a gist of this because it seems like I may not be even doing a good job. I'm just struggling to convey this to everyone that this is how you got to set this up. Unless you don't set this up, you're going to struggle. It's very, very simple. You got to grow your community. You got to grow your inner circle. You got to grow your relationships with your investors. You can depend on PEN, but you got to create your own community around it. When people are depending on you to advise them, guide them, as well as help them when they are looking to invest. And those are the same people who will not just bring you money, but they will bring other people who will bring money. The funny thing is, I've done more business with people that I'm not directly connected with, but more with people that they are connected with. Raise your hand, you know what I mean? One connection away, one connection away. I have done more business, I'll repeat this, I've done more business with people one chain away rather than the people that I'm directly connected to. Just because I've brought enough value on the table and they've gone and talked about me or discussed about me, and that business has eventually come back. Okay. And that's only happened only because when you set up this community, when you set up these relationships in place. Okay. I am not a Superman. I make mistakes. Markets change. Even now, there are things happening behind the scene where we're losing money. But that's a part of the business. That's a part of the business. But if you get the whole picture right, even if you start to lose money somewhere, you still make money from somewhere else. Shani, any questions?
No.
Kalpana, any questions? You've been the longest. I think you could have some questions.
No, none at all.
Vicky, any questions?
Not at the moment, Jack.
Okay. I don't want you guys to just, it's almost like saying, oh, yes, we know what you mean, Jack. It's not about what I mean. It's about what's done on ground. It's what's done on ground. It's almost like the session is going to end and you're going to say, you know what, Jack, I'm going to announce my first event. I'll bring in 5 people. I'll bring in 10 people. I'll start a breakfast club once fortnight and I'll bring in 10 people locally. It's not about what I say, it's about what you do. Okay? It's literally not about what I say. It's about what you take from what I just shared and what you actually go ahead and do with it. Makes the biggest difference altogether. Like think of it this way, right? You might look at this and say, okay, this is theory. Okay, Kalpana? How much of what I've just shared have you seen me doing it?
All of it. All of it. That is the thing. That is the thing that when I joined PN, right, and I used to attend these sessions regularly, there was so much information. So it came to a point where I had so much information, but I wasn't acting on it.
Yeah.
And action is very important.
It
You
is.
can have heaps and heaps of information, but if you're not taking anything and putting it into action, execution is very important. If you don't do it, you're still going to be where you are. And for me, I was in half-assed, okay? It shouldn't be like that, but at the same time, I have a full-time job. And I told you from the beginning that my job comes first because that's my security. This was on the side. So whatever I could do in the evenings or weekends, that's all I did. And if I had, like you said, if I had done it 100% full-time job kind of thing, then I would have achieved more. But I'm happy with my journey where I am so far. So again, thank you for that.
Thank you, Kalpana. Again, it's not about, see, you know, one thing I've learned, and I'm talking about me, Kalpana, okay? When you bring enough humility inside, when I bring enough humility inside me, right? I never have to explain myself to anyone. Okay? If I've made a mistake, I've made a mistake. I'm not superhuman. I'm just literally, in fact, I come across people and I literally look at them and I don't tell them, but I realize they have much higher IQ than me. Okay? So it's not about having an amazing IQ, or it's about actually on ground doing the work. Just doing the work and having the humility to say, you know what, I'm going to make mistakes. I will have difficult days. But guess what? If you put your head down and say, I will do the work, I honestly believe people with humility always do well. It's the people with ego that suffer the most. Okay. Again, this session is not about humility and ego, but that's what my thinking is. Okay. But I genuinely think it's not about what I share, it's about what you do from what you've just learned in the last 20 minutes. Okay? So you go, you start your own Facebook group, your own LinkedIn group, your own WhatsApp group, your own Telegram group. Okay, you start your own email list, you start adding people into it, you say, this is what I can do for you with the knowledge that you have while you're trying to gain more knowledge. Use the knowledge that you have while you try and gain more knowledge and execute what you already have. Okay? But start building your own community. I don't think any business on this planet will survive without actually creating their own community. The smallest of the business to the largest of the business, they're all after views and community at the moment, if you observe. Okay? That's all the game is. That's how you get a setup. Like I said, I can't insist enough. Okay? Good stuff. Now that's one session. I'm going to stop this session.